Greetings, Julia. This video comes to you in 3 parts. Part 1. So when I was in Palestine, you uploaded 2 videos. And in those 2 videos, you asked me 2 questions. Question 1, you said, what is the difference between uploading a video to YouTube and Facebook? And then question 2, much more important, was where do you see our YouTube channel going? Or I think you said, how do you imagine our YouTube channel? And I'm going to answer those 2 questions, but not until the end. I'm going to keep you in suspense. Part 2. Did you know that YouTube channels are collectible? I've collected like 18. Well, no, but I have one other channel called Maximus that many of my videos are, and I received a very amazing, oh, it made my day kind of comment on my channel the other day, and I want to share it with you. Sky Leilani wrote, sometimes I see people or hear someone and I just know I'd love to have a conversation with them one day. And then when I told them about Space Future uploads, they said, well, yes, give me all the authentic vids of thinking people thinking about wonderful things and learning together. This is amazing! And that just made my day. So I think Sky just answered your question, partially, maybe. I imagine this YouTube channel as a place of real, authentic conversation of people thinking together. This is amazing! Part 3! What is the difference between uploading a video to YouTube and Facebook? Well, that's actually a fairly complicated and boring question having to do with social media, ad revenues, and blah, blah, blah. But the simple answer is that, in my opinion, I believe that YouTube is much more effective at building communities. They focus on really doing this online community thing in a way that Facebook isn't. And I won't say that much more about that, other than to say that I think one of the most unique things about online communities, as opposed to other kinds of communities that have occurred in human history, is the capacity for really rapid and thoughtful feedback. So what do I mean by feedback? Well, I mean a kind of reciprocal thing. It's kind of like feedback and conversation. They're sort of the same. There's just like this transfer of information and ideas. And boop, 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 boop. Making a video, you're forced to do this kind of like very thoughtful, dedicated, focused commitment to a single idea and really expressing it for 4 minutes, and I really value that. And I think if these videos are going to be as good as they can be, they're going to need a lot more feedback. Feedback from you humans on the internet, but also feedback between you and I, Julia. Here's the puzzle. I hate receiving feedback. I absolutely hate it. Because when I give someone something that I worked really, really hard on, I say, well, what do you think? And they tell me, oh, you should have done this. It's just like, oh, you don't know what to tell me what to do. I'm really bad at not taking feedback very personally. But there's a little bit more to it than that, which is that I think that autonomy is just incredibly, incredibly important. I don't think that when we give feedback to one another, we should be telling each other what to do. The most successful creative projects that I've worked on are ones like this, where we're in fact not really telling each other what to do at all. I have my thing that I have autonomous creative control over, and you have your thing, which you have autonomous creative control over. And we respond to one another, but we're not necessarily dictating what each other ought to do. And I think at its worst, feedback becomes a kind of, you ought to do this. But there is a kind of feedback that I like, and it's not feedback in the classic sense of, this is what I think you should do better, but feedback more like in the conversational sense, like, this is what I did. I really like it when people tell me exactly how they did a thing. Not saying that I should do it that way, but telling me how they did it, because maybe I'll have something to learn from that. Oh, you do it that way? Wow, I do it like this. So, Julia, the question for this video is simple. how do you make videos? Here's the thing that I want to do. I have uploaded the raw, unedited footage of me talking about my process of how I go about making and then editing a Space Future upload. If you look on our channel, it's right behind this one, and here's what I think would be really cool. Can you take that footage of me and edit it just the way that you like to edit? And in return, can you record a video of yourself explaining to me your process of how you go about writing and filming and editing one of these Space Future uploads? And don't edit it, just upload the raw footage and send it to me, and then we can make Space Future uploads for each other. I think it would be a fun thing to do.